Let me just ask you this, Mr. Risk Taker. What's the bigger risk? Carrying on like you're going, playing it safe, staying small, or taking the deeper dive into the unknown? You've spent years protecting yourself from failure, from pain, from disappointment, but tell me this, how's that working out for you? You're not broken, you're bored, you're not stuck, you're safe. And safety, my friend, is just another word for slow death. Because if your dreams don't scare you anymore, you're not living, you're slowly disappearing. There comes a moment in everyone's life when silence becomes heavier than risk, when the thought of not trying hurts more than the fear of failure itself. That's the moment that separates the dreamers from the doers, the watchers from the warriors. You see, playing it safe feels good for a while. It keeps you comfortable, keeps you protected, but protection has a cost, and that cost is potential. Every time you choose comfort over courage, you trade a piece of your future for a moment of ease. Think about it. Every legend you admire once stood at a cliff edge of uncertainty. Steve Jobs dropped out, Oprah got fired, Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. They all had one thing in common. They took the risk anyway. They didn't wait for perfect timing, because there's no such thing. The right time never comes. You create it. The truth is, life isn't supposed to feel safe. It's supposed to challenge you, stretch you, and push you into becoming more than you were yesterday. The deeper dive isn't the danger, it's the path. So here's the real question. Are you living your life, or just surviving it? Because the biggest risk isn't failure. The biggest risk is never taking one. You say you want change, you say you want success, but the moment life asks for your courage, you hesitate. Why? Because fear feels real. Fear dresses itself up as logic. It whispers, wait until you're ready, you're not qualified, it's too risky. But fear doesn't protect you, it paralyzes you. Here's the truth. Every single time you've let fear make your decisions, it's stolen a piece of your destiny. Fear doesn't show up to stop you from failing, it shows up to stop you from winning. Most people never build the life they want because they're too busy avoiding the discomfort required to get it. They mistake peace for progress, and comfort for happiness. But listen carefully, you cannot live a bold life from inside a safety net. The greatest version of you lives just outside your comfort zone, right where it's dark, right where it's scary, right where no one claps for you. That's where real growth happens, because courage isn't built when things are easy. It's forged when everything inside you screams, turn back, and you walk forward anyway. You can't keep waiting for the fear to disappear, it won't. You can't keep waiting for the perfect moment, it doesn't exist. You move with the fear. You walk through the storm. You build while you're trembling. That's what separates the greats from the rest. The great ones feel fear too, but they don't bow to it. They turn fear into fuel. They use it as proof that what they're doing matters. Because the truth is, fear only shows up when you're on the edge of something significant. So the next time you feel afraid, don't run from it. Smile, because that feeling means you. Exactly where you're supposed to be, on the border between who you are and who you're meant to become. Everybody wants the glory, nobody wants the grind. Everybody loves the victory speech, but few are willing to walk through the war it takes to earn it. You say you want to grow, you say you want to evolve, but let me ask you this, are you willing to hurt for it? Because pain isn't punishment? Pain is the price of progress. Every time you struggle, every time you fail, every time you feel like breaking, life is chiseling you into who you were meant to be. When it hurts, it's not the end, it's the beginning of transformation. The gym hurts, growth hurts, healing hurts, discipline hurts. But you know what else hurts? Regret, and that pain, the pain of what could have been. The kind of pain that stays. The kind that haunts you in quiet moments when you realize you played it safe instead of playing it true. So let it hurt. Let the process refine you. Because every scar you carry is evidence that you fought back when others ran. You can't build strength without resistance. You can't build character without failure. You can't build resilience without pain. So, stop asking for an easy life. Ask for the strength to handle a hard one. When life knocks you down, stand back up, look at the sky, and smile. Because that's proof you're still in the game. The ones who rise are not the ones who never fall. They read the ones who refuse to stay down. So if you're hurting right now, understand this. You're not being buried. You're being planted. And when the time is right, you'll rise stronger, deeper, and more alive than ever before. Everyone talks about motivation. They chase it like it's fuel, but motivation burns out. You wake up fired up on Monday, ready to conquer the world. By Wednesday, you're tired. By Friday, you're back to I'll start next week. That's not how greatness is built. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Motivation is a spark, discipline is the fire that never dies. If you rely on motivation, you'll quit every time it gets hard. But if you build discipline, you'll keep going, especially when it's hard. The truth is, nobody wakes up motivated every day. Not the athlete, not the entrepreneur, not the artist, not the leader. But they all wake up committed. They show up whether they feel like it or not. Discipline means doing what you said you'd do long after the mood you set it in has left you. When your mind says I can't, discipline says just one more rep. When your body says I'm done, discipline says not yet. When the world says you've failed, discipline says this is just the first round. You want to know the secret? Champions don't need permission to be consistent. They don't wait to feel ready. They act and let readiness catch up later. Because discipline isn't glamorous. It's early mornings, it's late nights. It's silence, sweat, and sacrifice when no one's watching. But it's also the reason legends rise when others fade. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop chasing the perfect moment. Start showing up even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when it hurts. Because in the end, you won't be remembered for your intentions. You'll be remembered for your consistency. Failure. The word that scares the world, but builds the brave. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants to face what comes before it. Failure isn't your enemy, it's your teacher. You don't lose when you fail, you lose when you quit learning. Every great story of success is written in the ink of failure. Edison failed 1,000 times before he found the light bulb. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Michael Jordan missed over 9,000 shots in his career. But none of those moments defined them. How they responded did. See, failure is not the opposite of success. It's the pathway to it. Every mistake, every rejection, every door that slammed shut. It was never the end, it was a test. A test to see how bad you really wanted it. And most people fail the test, not because they weak, but because they take failure personally instead of powerfully. When you fail, don't say, why me? Say, try me. Because every setback is just life's way of asking, are you serious about this? The pain of failure is temporary, but the regret of quitting lasts a lifetime. And if you can look at your reflection in the mirror and say, I gave it everything. You didn't fail, you grew. The truth is, failure introduces you to your real self. It shows you your limits and then dares you to break them. So, stop running from your losses. Stand on them. Learn from them. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that every failure was simply pushing you toward the exact place you were meant to go. You were never falling behind, you were falling forward. They say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and they're right. Think about it. Who do you surround yourself with? Are they dreamers, doers, and believers? Or are they doubters, complainers, and blockers? Your energy is contagious. Your mindset is magnetic. If you spend time with people who lift you, challenge you, and inspire you, your growth skyrockets. If you spend time with those who drain you, criticize you, or doubt you, your dreams will suffocate. This is why your environment matters more than your talent. It's not just about who's in your life. It's about what they bring into your world. Look around you. Are you surrounded by people who celebrate your wins, or envy them? People who motivate you or hold you back? People who challenge your comfort or keep you stuck? You don't need hundreds of friends. You need a few powerful allies. You need a circle that fuels your courage, sharpens your vision, and holds you accountable. And sometimes, it's brutal. You might have to walk away from family, friends, or colleagues who don't support your rise. Growth is never comfortable, but it's necessary. Choose your circle wisely because the energy you absorb shapes your reality. Choose it poorly, and it will quietly sabotage every effort. Remember, success isn't built in isolation. It's nurtured in an environment that believes in your potential, even when you don't see it yet. Surround yourself with fire, and you'll burn brighter. Surround yourself with smoke, and you'll choke before you even start. Your destiny isn't just about what you do, it's about who you allow to shape you along the way. Talent gets headlines, motivation gets likes, but discipline builds empires. You see, motivation is fleeting. A spark, discipline is the fire that keeps burning, long after the spark fades. Think about it. Every world-class athlete, entrepreneur, or creator has something in common. They show up when they don't feel like it. They stick to the plan when the world whispers, take it easy. They choose the long-term gain over the short-term comfort. They embrace the grind while others chase shortcuts. Discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about respecting your future self. It's the small, consistent actions that compound into unstoppable results. Waking up early, reading, exercising, learning, practicing, doing the work even when no one is watching. Every successful person you admire has a secret. They mastered their habits before they mastered their craft. Because habits are the building blocks of destiny. Each repeated action is a vote for the person you are becoming. So ask yourself, are your daily routines fueling your goals, or are they quietly killing them? Are your mornings designed for clarity or chaos? Your evenings filled with growth or distraction? Discipline doesn't feel glamorous. It doesn't scream on social media, but it whispers, you are becoming unstoppable. If you want freedom, wealth, and impact, stop chasing motivation. Chase discipline. Build your rituals. Protect your time. Because the person you become in the daily grind is the person who wins at life. If part 7 was about discipline, part 8 is about purpose, taking everything you've learned and turning it into impact. Mastery isn't about being the best today. It's about relentless improvement over years, decades, a lifetime. Every skill you refine, every habit you perfect, every risk you take is a brick in the foundation of your legacy. Think about it. The people you admire weren't born extraordinary. They mastered their craft while others were distracted, complaining, or waiting for a sign. They invested in themselves even when it didn't pay off immediately. Legacy is not just about what you leave behind financially, but the lives you touch, the inspiration you spark, and the ripple effects of your actions. The secret is simple. Show up consistently, embrace discomfort, push past the fear of failure, and never stop learning. Because every day you have the chance to create impact that lasts longer than your lifetime. Ask yourself, what mark will I leave? Will I be remembered for mediocrity or for mastery? Will I inspire, innovate, and empower, or fade into the noise? The journey of mastery is long. The grind can feel endless, but the reward is monumental, a life that matters, influence that stretches across generations, and the satisfaction of knowing you gave everything. So, rise above the ordinary, master your craft, build your discipline, chase your vision. And when your time comes, you won't just be successful, you'll be unforgettable. Your story isn't written by chance. It's written by the choices you make every single day.